got to know that, and he's got to know where the four guys are that are coming. If we want to seam it, then we reach into the onside, protect from the backside, and that's a lot of times what does happen when we use a seam call. We block five guys to the front side. But at any rate, John, anything you got a question about, because here I think is the key. If you go out on the field, you have got to be so confident and so sincere with the kids that it's so simple that they're not going to make any mistakes, that you thoroughly believe it. And if they have a question for you, you want an immediate response. Here's the deal. This is exactly our rules. This is what we do, and there's never a variance from that. We're going to man block, and we're going to have seam call, and that's the way we do it. We just do it, do it, do it. Okay, now this stud run over, and we don't say that. This is just another way to block. You got a bigger guy and you're having some trouble just manhandling him on line scrimmage or getting a stalemate, then we want to cut him. We want to give you a way to win every time. But Trudy, go ahead and take a look, and if there's anything you want to talk about, what's left. Or technique, if there's any technique you want to look at. Okay. Other questions on that? Okay.
So we're going to...
Okay, now, this is no different than anything else for this guy and this guy. This guy cannot make a mistake. If he blocks this guy, we expect him to pick up him. If he blocks this guy, we expect him to pick up. No matter what the set is out there, the tackle cannot make a mistake. The only way he can make a mistake is not block somebody. As long as he blocks a guy, we expect the single back to work off his block and pick up the other guy. And he has to block him aggressively, then we expect him to come off for his backside. We don't want to just turn a guy loose if the guy's there he steps, the guy's right there, just clean. We want to block him because always the guy in back of him can work to the backside.
So you give the tackle his choice on that stack then?
Always. On any two, see this is 1, 2, 3, and even if it looked like this, he's still got his choice. If this guy looped hard to the inside and this guy looped hard to the outside and the tackle blocked him, we say fine. That's fine. You can't screw up. We give the tackle, you cannot screw up on the front side as to who you take. You can screw up on the back side, but you can't screw up on the front side.
How about a stack on the guard?
Okay. With a nose guard?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, now if it's a nose guard, these two guys are responsible for those two guys. They're 1 and 2. Okay? Whichever way they come out of the stack, that's the way we want to block him. If he slants here, I take him there, I take him. He drops, I am going backside.
Now remove the nose.
Huh?
Take the nose off now.
Okay. No different. These guys are still 1 and 2.
Center zipping back, or he's going back.
He's going backside, but this guy may be 2. If he still drops,
okay.
He's still going backside.
Good, thank you.
Okay, now, wait a minute. There is one more thing that happens with this. What would it be? Would this look just like this? Got a nickel look. We come up. Well, that's a true nickel look to us, okay? Nickel means what? Big on big, single back on linebacker, okay? Automatically, that's what it means. Okay, now, if this guy is so far outside that the tackle can't reach him, he again steps down inside, and he's responsible for him. That guy drops, he comes backside. He still can't screw up.
Do you make a big call or a nickel call or something
Nickel
for
call.
that?
Nickel call. Anytime they're in that look, we call nickel. Nickel also tells these guys that the center is going to be responsible for backside backer. Okay.
Blocking the stack over the guard, it has to be common sense. If the down lineman goes out, where's the next guy going to come? Probably inside.
Well, even if he doesn't, even if he drops, we don't care.
But that's what he has to be aware of. Got to get his hands on or punch or something, and then read for something coming to the inside.
And this could happen to you, I would suppose, where you get. Let's move him into a stack. They look like this, and this guy loops so much that the guard can't get to him. He steps and he can't get to him, and we expect the tackle to block him. That's no different than this. Doesn't make a hell of a lot different. No, that's still. Stack is a stack, and you just block it that way.
If he goes inside John, then the guard's got him.
I'll tell you something, John, if you have a problem with any of this, I think it's unnecessary. But if you're like most line coaches or most linemen, you might like it. This kid knows he isn't gonna go out here. He knows he's gonna help inside. It's nickel up. These guys would call stack. And stack to them meant they're gonna go down to the inside. This kid never heard, so it didn't make that big difference, but these guys somehow felt better about it. I don't know.
I feel real comfortable with the whole thing. The only thing that I think, the one exception to the rule then is gonna be that you could be a 2 blocking a 1 if the stack comes that way at you.
Oh, yeah,
Because
right.
the play side rule is just
Exactly.
simple. It's match up, and the only confusion there'll ever be is when we see a stack and.
Right.
And
And
you're at
that's
2
not a
and
confusion because you always block the stacks the same. You're always gonna take whoever comes out of the stack as a number.
So, but that's really the only exception to the rule on the
Right.
play side.
Unless you get seen or nickel.
Okay,
Yeah,
non-call.
That's
That's
right.
the only non-call,
That's right.
that's the only non-call, non-rule block.
And if you don't like that, use the term stack. Tell them stack.
So stack, then it's a stack call, and
Right.
then you're still always blocking them
Right.
unless it's a call.
Right.
They should make the stack call whether
It's a good
you're running
idea.
the ball or throwing the ball.
Maybe that's why linemen like it, I don't know. So, I tell you, sometimes linemen think there's so many different ways they can get screwed up, that they usually get screwed up. And if you don't think of ways you can get screwed up, then you can just go block it, and not have any problem at all.
Coach, you wanna pop or something, take a little break here?